Hi, my name is Eddie Freeman, and I want to personally thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to review this important information. I'm just curious, are you one of the millions of people that are concerned about artificial intelligence hurting your income? Your fears are probably valid. Let's just look at the facts. Now, according to Jerome H. Powell, the chair of the Fed, he said that the AI apocalypse is now. Job creations are close to zero. Fortune magazine stated that AI just crushed entry-level jobs. 58% of recent college grads are still seeking jobs amid AI-driven changes. Goldman Sachs and McKinsey predict that AI will replace 300 million jobs globally within a few years. To make matters worse, the United States Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the World Economic Forum, and Harvard Gazette all say that across banking, the auto sector, and retail, executives are warning employees and investors alike that AI is taking over jobs within tech companies, including Amazon and others. They all plan to shrink their workforce. JP Morgan, Chase, and Goldman Sachs are harnessing AI to employ fewer people. Ford CEO Jim Farley warned that AI will replace literally half of all white-collar jobs. 30% of current U.S. jobs will be automated within a couple of years. 23.5% of United States companies have already replaced workers with ChatGPT. Over 150,000 tech jobs have been cut as entry-level roles decline. Salary expectations are shifting downward. They project that 20 million U.S. workers are expected to retrain in new careers within the next 2 years. What all this has done is created a pool of talented people that we couldn't get to a few years ago because they were embedded in corporate America. Today, they've been betrayed by corporate America. Think about this. What would your life be like if your day-to-day efforts were no longer important in the generation of your income? This can happen to you, as it has for myself and others, by simply implementing the mechanics of wealth. And most people don't understand what that means. And it's best exemplified by a recent poll I saw that posed the question, how do you think most Americans become wealthy? The overwhelming answer, 3-to-1, was inheritance. Inheritance! I looked at that and I said, man, I wonder if there's enough sick relatives to go around. But what that did is show me that we just don't know how wealth is created, and it's understandable that we don't. Because when we were children, we were given misinformation, and we believed it because it was told to us by our parents and our teachers. And what they said is, if you want to live the American dream, all you need to do is go out and get a job, and your employer will pay you money. Well, what's wrong with that equation is that your employer is trying to live the American dream as well. And in order for him to maximize his benefits, he's got to minimize yours. What happens is you start trading a unit of time for a unit of money. You start to realize there's not enough units of time during the course of the day to make this exchange often enough to create wealth. Now, even a physician, here's a person that's gone to school for heaven knows how long to become proficient at what he or she does. Yet even they are trading time for money. Let's think about this. When they get sick, their income stops. When they go to lunch, their income stops. When they play golf on Wednesdays, their income stops. And the only way for them to make more money is to see more patients, which then decreases the quality of their life. Now, the average physician earns a low six-figure year income. Well, that's comfortable, but by today's standards, that is not wealth. You see, if you have a mortgage, if you have a car payment, what you're doing is you are spending money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, if you're working 5 days a week and 8 hours a day, how can you possibly get ahead in that equation? And when we dissect this further, we discover that most of the wealth in this country is created by people who own their own business, who then generate a leveraged income from their employees. But there's still a downside, because in order to start a business, it takes quite a bit of money, which most of us don't have. So we go to the bank and borrow. However, if we fail, which according to Forbes, 90% will in the first 5 years, the bank's not going to go to you and say, hey, don't worry about it. You had a great shot. Good luck to you in the future. No, they're going to say, make a list of your possessions, because we're going to want some of those. What I would like to do now is show you how to put the mechanics of wealth to work for you. Many years ago, when I started my first business, it cost 6 figures to get started and 2 years of hard work to almost break even. The business I'm about to share with you now, which is AI-proof, I started for less money than my last family barbecue, and I showed a profit my first month. If you're one of the many people who've been adversely affected by the economy over the last few years, then you've already learned an important lesson, one that's taught in many business schools. It's growth that multiplies and magnifies effort. If you're functioning in an environment where there's no growth, you earn no money. I don't care how good you are. If the markets and company you're involved with are growing at a rapid pace, so will your income. Well, over the course of the next few minutes, I'm going to share some information about a company that is growing rapidly and an industry that is expected to grow to $10 trillion by 2029. See, if you were to Google, what question will break AI? You know what the answer is? Common sense. By the way, that's the name of our company. This company was started by a group of individuals with over 100 years combined experience in this industry. Common Sense is extremely well funded, already has a huge inventory, already paid for, and has shown growth year after year, and has the financial wherewithal to expand overseas in the near future. As for products, we're involved in the ever-growing wellness and anti-aging industry, an industry with a compound annual growth rate of 7.6%. It's being driven by rising chronic diseases and mental wellness issues and an increased consumer focus on preventative health and longevity. Now, according to a recent survey by McKinsey entitled "The Future of Wellness," to millennials and Gen Zers, wellness has become a daily, personalized practice rather than just a set of occasional purchases. 84% of U.S. consumers say that wellness is a top priority. Younger generations especially are increasingly prioritizing wellness. Do you know that nearly 30% of Gen Zers and millennials report that they're more concerned about wellness this year than they were last year? Yet, despite the wellness sector's growth over the past several years, consumers report that many of their wellness needs, including cognitive health, mental health, gut health, heart health, and sleep health, remain unmet. That's where we come in. We have groundbreaking products in every one of these areas with a proven track record and with many independent studies. Our formulators have created a group of products that provide your body the nutrients it needs to heal itself. And what excites me the most is that we've got a situation where both the company and the wellness industry itself will go into momentum together. And the potential that resides in those dynamics are profound. And you're here first. So what's next? How do you make money in this common sense business? Well, one way is by sharing the product. And I want you to think about this for a minute. When you see a good movie, eat in a good restaurant, what do? You tell people about it. Has anybody ever paid you for that? When you try these products, and I urge you to try them right away, you're going to love them. And when you do, you are going to do what comes naturally. You're going to tell people. The only difference is that now you're going to get paid to do what you've always done for free. Now, the next way of earning money, and for those of you with more lofty goals, is to incorporate a business principle that is used by almost every successful business. I am referring to leveraging, and no one better illustrated this than a man named Ray Kroc. Now, many people think that Ray Kroc was the man that started McDonald's. Actually, Ray Kroc was a machine shake salesman, and he sold these machines to hamburger joints. So one day, he bumps into the McDonald's brothers, and he sees that they've got a way to get the burger to the consumer in record time. He said, "Guys, this is great. I want to be your partner." They said to him, in their infinite wisdom, "Ray, we don't want any part of you." Well, Ray Kroc bought them out. The McDonald's brothers faded into obscurity, yet Ray Kroc went on to amass one of the great fortunes of the last 70 years. Because what he did is when he informed others of his process, and they wanted to get in on it, he would sell them a franchise. They would assume the financial burden of getting that business off the ground, the physical and emotional burden as well. Yet because he was the one that gave them the opportunity, he would take a small corner of their productivity towards himself as profit. Those are the mechanics of wealth. As J. Paul Getty said it best, I would rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. And that's what makes this common sense opportunity so positive. Not only are we allowed to sell these products, which are in great demand, that in and of itself would be enough to be excited about. But what we do is empower you to involve others who can then involve others. And it's in the involvement of other people's efforts as well as your own that the mechanics of wealth are handed to you. And the way it looks is like this. The basic commission structure will allow you to earn income on an entire organization of individuals as they buy products, consume products, sell products on their websites, and introduce this business to others who do the same. However, what might be the most exciting part is something called a quarterly global bonus pool, which allows you to earn a percentage of the entire company's global sales. Folks, I've seen that this business, when it's done right, it's not just the best way to generate income or the best way to move products along to end-line consumers. It is the very best way to live as we determine together the best way to accomplish leverage in these three areas. Leverage in terms of getting paid on the efforts of somebody else besides yourself without the attendant risks of having employees. Leverage based upon the consumption of products in countless households without the risks implied when you have to carry large inventories. Leverage that implies the ability to get paid on hours during the day that are simply not possible to be productively used by you because the time zones make it impossible. And all you have to do is ask yourself one question. If everything you heard here were true, and it's all verifiable, is there anything that would prevent you from getting started right now? See, I've done a lot of reading in my time, and one of the things I love reading about is great leaders. Great leaders all have that one thing in common. They are decisive, and they base their decisions on facts. Today, you've heard the facts. If you need more, get back with the person that told you about us and get your questions answered. Either this is a business you want to let us help you build, or you simply want to begin by starting the products. Either way, get back with the person that told you about us and let them know your decision. I appreciate your time. I hope I get a chance to meet and speak with you in the near future. My name is Eddie Freeman.